In this video, we're going to be designing our very first vehicle wrap or vehicle decals using Adobe Photoshop. Now, first things first, it's not difficult to design a vehicle wrap or decals for a vehicle, right? All you need to know is the surface area that your design will cover, and once you have those dimensions, you can go ahead and jump straight into Photoshop and start designing. So you'll find yourself communicating a lot with your client, obviously, and potentially the person who is printing on the vinyl. So you'll definitely have all the information you need, and if you're not clear on something, then just ask a question, right? Questions are made to be asked. So we already have our vehicle here, and let's just go ahead and say that we already got our measurements from our clients. So all we have to do now is start designing. Before you start designing though, what you can also do to present your design to the client is get a mock-up to show the actual vehicle or the type of vehicle that you'll be designing the graphic for, right? So if you're going to be designing for a delivery truck, you can go ahead and get a mock-up for a delivery truck. Or if you're designing for a coach bus, you know, a passenger bus, you can go ahead and get a mock-up of a bus. If you're doing it for a race car or just a regular everyday vehicle, you can also go ahead and get those mock-ups. And the perfect place to get your mock-ups is from Envato Elements. And you guys already know that I use Envato Elements, and they have been so kind to sponsor this video and provide us with the mock-up that we need for this particular tutorial. So special thanks to Envato Elements once more for sponsoring this video, and to you guys for supporting the channel and making it possible as well. And Envato Elements wants to give you guys 70% off a month's subscription on their website, so you can get this cool mockup that we're going to be using today and many more. And I'll put a link to this specific mockup that we're using today in the video description as well. So the discount and the mockup will be the first link in this video's description. All right, so here we are in Adobe Photoshop, and I already have the mockup loaded, right? Here is a side view of this coach bus or this passenger bus, right? And what I'm going to be showing you guys is this mockup gives us 4 different views, right? So we have the side view right here. We have a little quarter view on the right side. We have a quarter view from the rear right, and we also have a quarter view from the front left. Is that what you call it? Quarter view or side on view? You guys know what I mean, right? You can see it right here. So the one that we're going to be using today is this side on view. And if you look right here in our layers, it says front side edit, right side edit. We have a group right here, and we have the background, which is obviously the background, right? And if I were to go ahead and open this group, you'll see that we have here a few layers inside here, right? We have light cover. If I turn it off, you can see what it's doing. It's just putting some light on the bus rather than making it 2D and flat. It's giving it kind of a 3D effect, right? We also have a reflection layer here. We have shadows here. We have front side right here, which is what we're going to be editing. And we have right side here, which is the design that's on the side of the bus. If we turn it off, we can see that the bus is just plain white, right? So let's turn them all back on. And to edit this, we're just going to go ahead and double click on this smart object up top that says right side edit. That's where you edit your right side design, right? So if you want to customize it, we're just going to go ahead and double click on this smart object to edit it. And here is the design that's right there. And if I were to go ahead and turn this off, right? And let's say, let me just create a new layer. Control Shift and N. And if I were to go ahead and turn off this current design here, and if I were to also go ahead and just select B from my brush tool and then just draw something random, right? Like this. And if I were to go ahead and save this, because you have to save the changes that you make to the smart object, right? If I were to go ahead and save this by hitting Control and S, and if I were to go back to my mockup, you can see what's going to happen is the side of the design that's on the bus is changed to this green squiggly, whatever we just did. Let me go ahead and show you. See that? That's actually looking pretty cool. It almost reminds me of the one of those websites. I can't remember right now, but yeah. You can see that what we did here is immediately reflected on the side of the bus, right? But that's obviously not what we're going to do. So let's go back. Let's turn this off. Let's hit Control and S to save it and see what we have. and the side of the bus is clean, right? Now we can start designing for real. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and just save this mockup. Let me just save it. Let me just save it by like LSPV 059 vehicle wrap, and then hit save. Control and S to save, as you know, right? And then I'm just going to go back to the smart object and start adding my own elements, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is delete this green squiggly that we did. Let me go ahead and just make this bigger. And I am just going to create a shape, well, create a solid color, sorry. Go down here, solid color. I like the yellow. I'm making it based off of a bus that we have here in Jamaica. Everybody who's Jamaican know this kind of bus, right? Let me go ahead and save it, and you can see what it's looking like. If you're Jamaican and you're watching this video and you're seeing this yellow bus right here, you immediately know what I'm talking about, right? I can't even talk properly. So if you're Jamaican, you know what this is, and you know what I'm using for my base here for this design, right? So let's go ahead and jump back into our smart object and start adding some more elements, because I'm not going to leave it plain as is. I want to make it like a sports kind of transport bus for the Jamaican football team, right? Both the men and the women team. So let's go ahead and just, the first thing I'm going to add is I'm just going to write the word Jamaica, Team Jamaica, right? So let me go ahead and hit T on my keyboard for my type tool or text tool, and then I'm just going to write Team Jamaica. And the reason why you're not seeing it is because it's yellow. So let me just go ahead and hit this up here on my type tool options, just change that to black. And then let me just break this line right here. And then let me hit save to see where on the bus it lands, right? Because we have to make sure that it doesn't land on the glass. Exactly what I was going to say. I mean, it could be on the glass if your client wants a complete vehicle wrap. You can just design your template and it wouldn't get cut out like this one is cut out. But obviously for the purposes of this tutorial, I want it to be like somewhere here where it's completely visible, right? So let me just go ahead and drop this down. Let me just drop it down somewhere. I'm just holding shift and using my arrow keys. Oh, Control and S to save the smart object. And now it's in a much better position, right? Let me move it some more to see what more I can do. Wait, Control and S to save. That looks good. I really like that. Let me come down some more. Control and S to save. You have to constantly be saving your smart object here. All right, that looks good. What I want to do next is I want to add a like a soccer ball right here, a football right here, right? Just right here because it's a football team, right? For my American friends, it's a soccer team bus, right? So let's go ahead and drag in my football. I already have all my elements here. I'm just gonna just drag them in and just start adding. And I'm dragging it to my smart object, right? I want it here over to the edge to like cover the back end, and let me just increase the size by pulling on one of the corners, just like this, just to like give some kind of identification that it's a football team, right? And now I'm probably going to just move the Team Jamaica over a little bit. It's too close to the ball. Control and S to save my smart object. How is that looking so far? That is already so cool. All right, now I'm going to bring in the logo for our Football Federation here in Jamaica. Where is it? It's right here. I'm just gonna drag it in. Oops, no, that's not where I should have dragged it. I should have dragged it in my smart object. Or if it's not working for you to drag it in, you can go to File and then Place Embedded, and then you can locate your file that way, right? But I like to just drag and drop, so oops. Let me just drag and drop this. Size it down, and you see the black area right here of the logo. I want to align it with like the top of the text. Let me just use a guide. So I want them to have the same, like some kind of symmetry, some kind of uniformity, right? But that may be too close to the bottom here. Let me see what I got. And yeah, it's obviously cut off. So let me go ahead and just size it down. Control and the T for my control options, and then I'm just going to just like drag one corner, right? Move it down some, Control and S to save. And this is already looking quite official. I think the Federation needs to give me a call. Right? What do you guys think so far, right? And obviously Jamaica's colors are black, green, and gold. Those are the colors in our flag. And let me go ahead and just pick this yellow. That's actually the correct yellow in this logo. I mean, it doesn't matter, but you guys get the idea, right? What I would have done is I would have just clicked my fill here, and I would get the eyedropper tool, and I just pick the yellow from the JFF logo, right? Control and S to save and see how it looks. It looks a little bit better because it's blending in, right? All right, that looks cool. Let's go ahead and add some more elements, right? I really like this so far. What do you guys think? I want to go ahead and add some photos of some of our football players right here, or soccer players right here, right? And I'm just going to just drag in 3 of the photos. Where are they? 1, 2, and 3, I believe. Yes. Just going to drag them in on our smart object. Remember, we're editing from our smart object, right? When you're working with mockups, smart objects are your friend. So I have my image here. I'm just going to just like size it up, right? Size up this one. Size this one appropriately. So these players, for those of you who are not familiar with our Jamaican football team, this is Leon Bailey right here. This is Khadija Shaw, and this is Sydney Schneider, our goalkeeper, right? And obviously the girls play for the girls team or the women's team, and the guy plays for the men's national team, right? All right, so where is Leon? Leon is right here. And what I'm going to do is just use Photoshop's new image cutout feature by hitting W for my selection tool. And I'm just going to go ahead and go up top up here and hit select subject. And what Photoshop will do is literally just cut him out of this photo. But this tool only works best if there's a clear distinction between the subject of your photo, which is Leon in this instance, and the background. And as you can see, in this photo, Leon is quite sharp and the background is almost completely blurred, like it's almost non-existent, right? So let me just go ahead and hit select subject and let Photoshop do the work for us. And this is Photoshop 2021, right? And it's working. And if you look around Leon's photo, you can see these running lines. This is called the selection, and Photoshop selected it perfectly. Good enough for this tutorial, right? Now I'm just going to go ahead and select my mask tool at the bottom here in my options, or I can go up top to layer and then layer mask and then reveal selection. And the selection that's made is of Leon's photo, or the area in the photo that he is in, and that's all that we want. So let's just go ahead and hit reveal selection. And what you'll notice here is beside Leon's photo here in the layers, can I make these bigger? Yeah, let's make these thumbnails bigger. Beside Leon's photo here, you can see there's a mask right here. This black thing right here is a mask, right? And if I were to turn off the color fill, you can see, let me turn off the original layer. There is somewhat of a, you can see it's not a clean cut, right? And if I wanted to just like really fix that, I can just use my eraser tool by hitting E, sizing it down and selecting the mask option, the mask side of the layer. So this is the photo side, this is the mask side, and I can just like brush away, just like erase away all that I don't want, right? Or you could use your lasso tool to just like refine the selection, right? I have a tutorial about using the lasso tool to cut out photos. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to check that out. I'll link it up in the YouTube card on whichever one of these sides it comes up on. So this is pretty cool and this works for what I want. So let me go ahead and turn back on my color fill, right? And turn off the original and then see what we got. And I want it to be about right here. I think this right above this blue line, or right about where this blue line is, this blue guide, is where the edge of the bus is. So let's just bring it down some more. All right, Control and S to save and see what it looks like on our bus. How cool is that? Let's make him a little bit bigger. Control and T for our control options or transform options. And let me just extend one of the sides, right? See what we got. Pretty cool. Control and S to save and see what we got. That looks good. And then I'm just going to put the ladies like right along here, right? But what I want to do next is I probably want to bring over the logo, bring over Leon some more. That way I have a little bit more space. And then I can probably make Leon bigger, right? Doesn't hurt, right? And what I want to do, I want to probably make his image black and white, seeing that he's in a yellow jersey and the background is yellow. The background of our design, the bus will be yellow. Let's not have that redundancy, right? So let me go ahead and hit Control, Shift, and A for my camera raw options. And what I'll do is, oops, the reason why you're seeing the mask here is because I probably have the mask selected and not the photo side of Leon's layer, right? See, exactly that. If you look, you can see there are some brackets here that switches. What I should have done is ensure that I have the photo side of the layer selected, right? And not the mask. So let me go ahead and hit Control, Shift, and A again for my camera raw filter. And now I should get the proper result, exactly what we need. And then I'm just going to drag down the saturation all the way to -100, push up the contrast a little bit, and that's pretty much it. Top up the exposure just a little tip, and then, I mean, that's all. It's nothing too perfect, it's just for the purposes of this tutorial, right? That looks way cooler. Control and S to save. And how cool is that? I think I want to have it so that his head is a little bit cut off up here. So let me just go and extend it. So wait, let me see where the edge of the design is, about a little bit up there. All right, let me just add another guide by dragging from my ruler. And let's just say this second guide is the top of the design or the edge of the design, right? Now I can just go ahead and Control and T for my transform options and just extend his photo. And that should look much better. Control and S to save this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close these other mockups that I'm not using. But here's a quick tip. These other mockups, right? You can see, you actually can see the front design and you can see the side as well. What you can actually do is when we're done working in our smart object here, we can just go ahead and save this as a JPEG or PNG and literally just come in here, double click on the left side edit and just drag that PNG or JPEG in without having to do this entire process again, right? So once you have one design and it's the same mockup, you can just reuse that, right? I'm just gonna close all of these because I don't need them right now. And I'm closing that one and this one, and now we only have what we need open, right? Let's look at it one more time. Pretty cool. Control and S to save. How cool is that? Let me add some more contrast to this photo. Or actually, I think it's fine. I think it's probably the lights, right? Or the reflection, because if I turn this off, yeah, it's probably the reflection. So if I turn the reflection layer off, it will give me like a more true representation of what the photo looks like or what the graphic looks like, right? So I think it's fine. Let's leave the reflection off for now, I believe, and see what we can get. All right, let's add Khadija and Sydney. Where are they? All right, Khadija is right here. You know the drill. The W for our selection tool, our magic wand tool, select subject. Photoshop does the work for us, right? Pretty cool. You can see the selection is already there. And I'm just gonna hit my mask option right here. Or as I mentioned earlier, you know the alternative, layer, layer mask, reveal selection. And then, oops, V for my move tool. And then I want Khadija to be like about, let me rotate her a little bit. Khadija used to go to the same high school that I went to. But like she went like way after I left. Let's bring her down about here. Let's put her in front of Leon, or yeah, in front of Leon. That works. And then let's just copy the camera raw filter that's on Leon's layer to Khadija's layer. So it's right here. camera raw filter, and I'm just gonna hold Alt and click and drag it onto Khadijah's layer. See that? And now she's black and white as well. Control and S to save the changes we made in our smart object. And look at that. How cool is that? Khadijah is a little bit too slanted. Let me just tilt her that way and see what we get. Oh no, that's Leon's layer. Khadijah. Oops, I think I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, Oh, you see this little chain link right here between the photo and the mask? If that is unselected like it is now on Khadijah's layer, the changes that you make to your layer, i.e. I'm trying to rotate Khadijah, it's not going to apply to both of them. But now that it's selected, if I were to go ahead and hit Ctrl and T again for my transform options and rotate Khadijah, you can see that both her photo and the mask is being rotated, right? Ctrl and S to save. Much better. She's much more upright, right? And then let me go ahead and add. I can probably make her image bigger, but let me add Sydney first and then see what we got. Ctrl and S to save. Where is Sydney's photo? Right here. And you know the drill. W4 or selection tool and then select subject. All right, we have our selection. Pretty cool. It's good enough for me. And then let's go ahead and hit the reveal selection. Let me just go ahead and clean up in here by using the same W and just clicking and selecting the areas and just hitting delete. And the reason why I can hit delete is because I have the mask area. If I had the image itself, which is a smart object, I could not have like deleted that. See, it's saying could not complete your request because the smart object is not directly editable, right? Click OK, select back the mask, and now I can press delete. And look at that, much cleaner. We still have a little bit of the Getty watermark there, but we can always like stretch the image and make sure it's the way we want it. And you see her here, right here, this loose strand right here. Let me just go ahead and select my eraser tool and then just kind of clip her ends a little bit so it's not too weird, right? All right, that looks good. And then let me size up her image to about there, or let me size it enough so the Getty thing is not showing. It's about there. What do you guys think? Yeah. Let me see where the Getty thing is. Oh, it's right there, still showing. All right, much cooler. And then let me hit Ctrl and S, see what we got. All right, that looks cool. So maybe what I can do now is move Sydney over some more, make Khadijah a little bit bigger, move her over some more. Maybe, but I think I like this. Let me make Khadijah a little bit taller because she is taller than Leon. And then let me move Sydney over some more. I mean, I'll let that little piece of the Getty thing show. It doesn't matter. And I'm just going to copy the smart filters once more, the camera raw filter, by holding Alt, clicking on it right here, and dragging it to Sydney's layer just like we did earlier, right? And then double clicking on the camera raw filter to edit it because Sydney's image is a little bit darker. And then I'm just going to up the exposure on her image a little bit, right? Okay, that looks a little better. And then let me hit Ctrl and S to save and see what we got. Much better. I like how that looks. Let me see the reflection on. Yeah, I like how this looks. Let me probably dip the highlights on Sydney a little bit because she's of a lighter skin tone. Let me just dip the highlights and see what that does. Zoom in, dip the highlights. Doesn't do much whites. Alright, dipping the whites does a little bit, but I mean, It's all right. It's not all that terrible, right? It works. Let's see what we got. How cool is that? All right, here's what I want to do next. I want to like add like a hashtag here, right? Like hashtag reggae girls or hashtag reggae boys or something, or both of them. And I also want to like, or no, let's do Instagram and Facebook links, right? That would be cool. All right, so let me, do I want to do that? Do I really want to do that? All right, first let me add a little green swoosh. Well, not the Nike swoosh, but, or what I could do is, should I add like the Umbro? Because Umbro is our sponsor, should I make like the Umbro shape somewhere here? What do you guys think? All right, let's make the Umbro shape. Let's make the Umbro shape. Do I have triangles here? Do I have those classic shapes here? I don't think so. Or I have this square here. All right, so let me use this square. No, I don't think it will work. All right, let me use this square, right? We're making the Umbra sign, the Umbra logo. Make it black. U for my shape tool, and I went to custom shapes, right? And then what I'm going to do, because the Umbra is essentially 2 diamonds, right? What I'm going to do is just like squish this so it's almost like the Umbra. See that? That's already looking like the outer shape of the Umbra, right? And then I'm just going to duplicate it, Control and J, right? And then Control and T for my control options. And then I'm hitting Shift and Alt on my keyboard and then clicking and dragging. And oh no, wrong thing I'm doing. I should just size it down normally and then like bring it inside. Let me add a stroke and see if that like gives it some weight. That is perfect. All right, let's do it to the outside diamond. Just add some stroke and see if it gives it some weight. So it's looking like more like the Umbra. The Umbra logo is the inside one more heavier than the outside one? All right, cool. All right, let's make the inside one heavier. I mean, that looks like the Umbra logo to me, doesn't it? What do you guys think? I mean, for the purposes of this tutorial, that works, right? And let's just change the color to like green. Yeah, green. Probably have to change the stroke too, right? The outline to green. And let's see what we have. Oops. And let's just group them and name them. Let me make the inside one a bit heavier. Yeah. Let's group them by selecting them, holding Shift and clicking on both of them. Control and G to group it. And just name the group Fake Umbra, right? And then let's make it really big and see what we can do with it. See if it adds to our design, right? What do you guys think? Let's not make it cover the JFF logo. I don't want it to be anywhere behind this to confuse from it or detract from it. That looks cool to me. What do you guys think? About there. But let's put it behind all our players here in the layers, right? I think that's cool. Oops. Control and S to save, see what we got. How cool is that? It does add something, right? It definitely adds something. It definitely adds something to the plain yellow, right? It definitely does to me. What do you guys think? No, I was saying I'm going to add like the Facebook and the Instagram handle for JFF. That's our like football governing body here in Jamaica. All right, let's write. Oh no, that's too big. It's too big. All right, let's add. What is it again? JFF. Is it underscore football or just football? I think it's underscore football. Oh, sorry. At JFF football. And now, let's make like a hashtag. Reggae boys. And then hashtag reggae girls. The Z. Z. Make that all caps. Yes. And let me put the reggae girls and reggae boys right beneath the team Jamaica. How about there? Size it down. Move it back up. To about there. That's pretty cool. And now let me save it and see where I'm gonna move the at JFF from there, but I just want to see what it looks like. I need to move the hashtags up some more, but maybe I can size down the team Jamaica, right? Doesn't have to be that big. What do you guys think? Size it down, Control and T for my control options. And then let me just like bring up the hashtags, right? Let me align it. Give it some, what do you call this again? Tracking, leading. Yeah, tracking. Give it some tracking, that way it fits like the same width of the word Jamaica, right? That's fine. Control and S to save, and let's go look at our bus and see what we have. That's pretty cool. I really like this. All right, where can I put the Instagram handles? Let me drag in the Instagram and Facebook logo. Right here. All right, let me size down the Instagram one because it's way too big. Or both of them are way too big, actually. Let's size it down and see what we got. All right, let's size them both down now. So probably some more. And then where can I put this where it doesn't look awkward? Let me see what the logos look like. So Facebook and Instagram. I think I want to delete the white in the Facebook. So I'm gonna add a layer mask, use my selection tool. Oh no, sorry, wrong layer. Undo, Control and Z to undo. Then redo that by adding a layer mask to the Facebook logo. Then using my selection tool to select the F, the white F, delete. That looks much better. Now I can move over. Oh no, I'm adding it to the wrong layer. You guys should have told me. I'm adding these logos to the actual mockup and not the smart object. So let me copy them and paste them. Where are they? Oh, they're right here. All right, I know I can delete them from the actual mockup. Right, and then let's move them over. I don't know if I like this in there, but let's just add it just because we can, right? And then let's not make it this heavy. Let's change it from black to like semi-bold or something. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's even size it down some more. So I'm not exactly loving the Instagram handle, but I just wanted to add it just because, right? It's not gonna stay there, obviously, but I don't know where else to put it. I don't know where else. Maybe I can move Khadija down some more and put it right here. What do you guys think? All right, let's get rid of it for now because I don't know where I want to put it. And I'm not exactly feeling it, so let's just undo that. All right, no, this is looking like we're going somewhere. We're definitely going somewhere with this. And the front of the bus still needs some touching up, right? The original front is still there. Let's go ahead and edit that. This is not what we want. Let's create a solid color here with the yellow. Let's turn off this and save that. And then the front of our bus should be yellow. Perfect. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I really like it. Maybe I can move the Team Jamaica and the hashtags over to the left, and maybe I can also move the Federation logo over to the left. What do you guys think? Let's try it and see what it looks like. So the Team Jamaica and the hashtags, as well as the JFF logo. And when you're designing, you can just label everything properly, group everything accordingly, right? Let's go ahead and just, oops, no. Right there, let's move the logo over. Yeah. Let's move over the text some more. That looks good. And then this looks even better. What do you guys think? And now we have our bus design. And you can go ahead and just save this as a JPEG or PNG and just show it to your client. And what do you guys think? I am really liking this. Oops, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing here. Hold on. What do you guys think? I really like this. This actually looks like something that the team needs. Don't tell anyone I said that, but this is cool. What would you guys have done differently? What do you guys think about mock-ups and vehicle wraps and vehicle designs? I personally love vinyl work and vinyl crafting. I've done a whole lot of that, and I think this is pretty cool. So here's my question of the day to you guys. Have you ever done a vehicle wrap or a vehicle decal design? Because remember, your design doesn't have to cover the entire vehicle, right? It can just be a portion of the vehicle that's covered, or just a particular panel, right? Let's just say we wanted to cover like this area of the bus right here, which would just be the door, or you wanted to cover just the front of the bus or the back of the bus, right? You have a host of options. All you need are the measurements from your client. So are you interested in offering vehicle wrap design services to your potential clients? Let me know in the comments below. And now that we've designed this, how confident are you to start expanding your creativity by using mock-ups to level up your portfolio presentations? Let me know in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thank you to Envato Elements for sponsoring this video. Once again, my name is Cjam, and I will see you guys in the next video.